Welcome to the SysTools MailXaminer Features and Functionality video series. In this video, we will demonstrate team collaboration as well as MailXaminer Server version 1.0. The SysTools MailXaminer application is an email analysis tool that enables a single investigator to keyword search, tag, bookmark, export, and report on email and email-related files. Often, there are case deadlines that must be met for depositions, subpoenas, and court dates. As such, there are many instances where it would be cost-beneficial to have multiple investigators logged into the same case to perform work. As one example, to meet deadlines, you may need different investigators that can perform individual tasks on a single case. As a second example, you may be in a peer review role for checking and verifying work performed by individual investigators working a single case. Starting with SysTools MailXaminer Server version 1.0, we see a dedicated solution for setting up and managing team collaboration for cases that require multiple investigators. For this demonstration of the MailXaminer Server component, we have a computer with MailXaminer Server installed. For the connecting workstations, we will use two previously configured virtual machines. These workstations have the single-user MailXaminer version 4.8.5 installed, but there is no dongle containing a license to run the tool. Here we are in the MailXaminer Server interface and we are on the Devices tab. The first step is to register the computers that will be connecting to the server. For each device connecting, you will need the computer IP address and the username of the connecting computer. On the screen, we see the virtual machine 1, and there's the IP address. On the second screen, this is virtual machine 2, and we see its IP address. These are the IP addresses we need for configuration. Once we have this information, in the lower left area of the interface, click the Devices tab. Next, click the Add Devices tab that you see in the upper left. Here, we will register the first computer. Once the information is inputted, click Add. We will see a message that says the device was added successfully. We will do the same thing for the second computer. Once you've inputted the information for the second computer, click Add. We'll see the message that says the device added successfully. We click OK, and now we are ready to register the devices. To register a device, right-click the device and choose to register. We'll see the message that says it was registered successfully. We do the same thing for the second computer. And when we click back to the first user, we see that the machine is registered. We can confirm this for the second machine as well. The next step is to create users. So here we click on the Users tab. These users are already added in this interface, but to see the window, we can right-click and click Edit. Here we can see the user's email address, the password, and their first and last name. Next in the interface, we will create the case. We click the Cases tab and we click the Add button. This is the same new case window that we see in the single-user MailXaminer application. We will give our case a name. We will set our case directory. We can add a description. Next, we can add keywords. If you have a CSV list of keywords, we can add that here. And then down below, we can add our investigator information. Once we've added our metadata, we can click Add, and we can see the message that tells us our case was added successfully. Next, we will assign rights to the individual users that will be working this case. We go back to the User tab, and we can see our new case listed in the Cases window. For the first user, we're going to assign all rights. Once you've made your choices, click the Save button, and we will see the message that tells us the permissions were saved successfully. We go to our second user, and here we will give this user limited rights. Once you've made your choices, click Save, and now we have the rights assigned to the different users that will be working this case. Now that the case is configured on this server, we will use the individual users to access the case. On the User 1 virtual machine, we will launch the locally installed SysTools MailXaminer. Once the interface launches, we will sign into the server. We click the Sign In the upper right of the interface, and we see the available servers. We highlight the server, we click Connect, and we input our information. We click Log In, and we will see the message that says we are successfully logged in. From the file drop-down, we choose the option to open a case, and we can see the cases that were created on the server. We choose the case that we're going to add evidence to and click Open. Our next step is to set a local directory for the case information. Once we create the directory, click OK, and click OK. Next, we see the case processing options window. Once we set our options, we click Save, click OK, and now we are ready to add evidence. We'll click the Add Evidence button and add our evidence. Once we've added the evidence to our case, it will process locally. When our case is done processing, we click the View button and we get a message that says no file is present. This is because the case has not been synced with the server yet. Here we will click OK, and to the right of the interface, on the User 1 computer, we will click the Sync All button. This goes through the process of uploading the evidence to the server so it will be available to other users. Once we see that it is completed, we can click View, and now we will be inside of the case. With no dongle plugged into the virtual machine, we have full rights to the case. Next, we'll log into the server from computer number 2. We will click on the locally installed MailXaminer application. Once the interface launches, we can click the file drop-down, and when we click Open Case, we see there are no cases listed. This is because computer number 2 has not logged into the server yet. We click the Sign In, we select the server we want to connect to, we add our credentials, and we click Login. Once we are logged into the case, we can now go back to the file drop-down, choose the option to open the case, and we can log into our case. Again, we have to set a local directory structure to hold case information generated by the second user. Once we're logged in, we close the Processing Options window and click View to view the evidence in the case. For the second user, we restricted rights. One of the rights we restricted was the ability to add evidence. When user 2 clicks on the Add Evidence button, they see a message that says they do not have permissions for this feature. User 2 can, however, work the case based off of the rights assigned. A couple of closing notes. If you are creating a case in online mode, then there is no need to wait for the evidence to upload to the case. It will already be on the server. If you are creating the case in offline mode, then the case will remain local until the user connects to the server and uploads the data. Users also have a choice as to which evidence they want uploaded to the server. This concludes this SysTools MailXaminer features and functionality video. For more information, please visit www.mailexaminers.com. Thank you for watching.